What's up, guys? God's Elite back with another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the news article for this week at Bungie. And you saw, the thumbnail. Iron Banner's coming back. We'll talk about that near the end of the article. And the new recent hotfix disaster. And I want to clarify that at the end as well, because I need to move to another article to clarify what I mean by that. So we'll go ahead and start here at the top. So basically this week at Bungie, we're not getting our letter from Deej. We're getting it from Cosmo. He is the other community manager. Deej is out for a couple weeks, and he explains that at the very end. But basically to start here, he just talks about the most recent hotfix dropping, and he brings up a good point. Every time they've come out with an update, no matter whether it's great, bad, or just whatever, there's always three groups. There's the group that's like, oh man, I love it, it's great, oh thank you so much. There's a second group of, I like this, I don't like this, I wish you would have kept this, I'm glad you changed this. And then there's the group of, I hate everything. And he puts it there at the end, right here where it says, then there's the crowd who thinks censored. And so, of course, you'd have a not so nice word there. And he's totally right. In all transparency, and the reason I use transparency because he uses it later on, I agree. There are those people in all three of those groups, and sometimes I'm in one group, sometimes in the other group. It just depends. So basically, we just have to take this update with a grain of salt and move on and get used to the new game, because it's not going to change. And we'll talk about that in a little while. So if you would like to give your opinion, he tells you right down there, you can just do hashtag feedback in the forum for that forum, and you can let them know what you think. And it's a great way to do it. If you haven't been in the forums and conversating with people, it's really good for them to help make the game better. Sometimes going on Facebook or Twitter or wherever and just ranting, it doesn't do anything because they don't see it. As we move down, he talks about the Bungie Bounties that have been going on. The daily bounties are over now, but they do talk about the next one. So if you're near the New Zealand area or region, the next person, it could work everywhere, but just you'd have to keep in mind the times and everything else. But your next target is going to be lollipops. And this time, instead of it being, just on any given day, or just being each day, it's only weekly. So it's only going to happen one time a week, and they're going to move it to Saturdays because a lot of people complained about they're at work or they're at school or wherever, and they was not able to play. So on February 18th at 6 p.m. Pacific time, so if you're where I live in Central Time, that would be 8 o'clock p.m., on the PS4, you're going to be able to fight lollipops in Crucible and get the emblem if you win. And they'll let you know each week who's going to be the next one. So I think it's a really cool thing to add to Destiny. It really gives people something to do if they like Crucible especially. It's going to be 2 hours, so try to get in as best you can those 2 hours. The next part, they basically talk about they're going to two events. They're going to the Emerald City Comic-Con. They made sure to say that there's no content being revealed. This is just purely to mingle with the community. So they're going to be going to the Emerald City Comic-Con first. That's between March 2nd and 5th. And then it'll be booth 1001 if you plan on going. After that, they're going to PAX East in Boston. That's March 11th and 12th. So they will be there. Go hang out and see them if you live near or you want to go from far. It doesn't really matter. Then we move down. This is kind of the section where they talk about the hotfix and everything. Some of the things they've encountered. Basically, they talk about if you see something that's an issue, you can tell them with the help forum, and they can help you in the help forum if you have an issue. They talk about the Hungering Blade issues where all the perks that they changed were now being applied to other things, and you can see that in the patch notes. It's a long list of stuff. And then if you find that a health regenerating perk is not functioning correctly like it should, please let them know in the help forum. The next, they talk about the maintenance, nothing really big on that. But this part right here is kind of funny. Emerging Destiny issue. This week we became aware of an issue where players may exploit specific elements of the game to grant themselves unlimited supers. And basically, this is just happening in Combined Arms, which is the weekly Crucible event. And so what they've done is they've removed it from the weekly event and replaced it with Mayhem Clash, because it's nothing but supers. So if you want to go enjoy using a bunch of supers, go play Mayhem Clash while it lasts this week. Next is movies of the week. I'm not going to watch those or anything, but you got Digital Lover, you got Last Hope, which has got like a purple back set that I think looks really cool, and then you've got Dumb Ways to Die, which I bet is hilarious, and I'll have to watch it later. So if you've seen it already, let me know in the comments what you think. And then here at the bottom, he basically talks about he's going to be playing with the new update and kind of seeing how it feels to himself, so that he can report on it. Then he basically talks about that Deej, he's gone. He's in Europe visiting some colleagues, and that he also will not be back next week. And that's where the Iron Banner part comes in. At the very bottom, it says, whatever the reason for his absenteeism, I'll be back with you again next week with more notes on studio life, another bounty target, and some news on the next Iron Banner. Now, basically, to me, if he's going to come to us next week, sorry, I need to pull my calendar out. If he's going to come to us next week on Thursday, that's the 23rd, to give us news about Iron Banner, realistically, we can imagine that Tuesday the 28th is going to be our day for Iron Banner to come back. So that's Tuesday the 28th of February, which is the very last day of February. Man, ain't it crazy? We're almost at the end of February. It's crazy. But I will not be... I might play a little bit that day, but I won't be playing much. Horizon Zero Dawn comes out that day on PlayStation. I will be playing it on the channel here. I think it's going to be a really good game from what I've seen. I really hope that it doesn't suffer from, what's that game called? Crap. It's the game that just, No Man's Skyism is what I like to call it. There's a lot of games that I'm very, very, what's the word? Reluctant, maybe, possibly. I'm very reluctant to pre-order because I'm so scared that the game is going to suck, because No Man's Sky looks so good. It's not my type of game, so I didn't pre-order it, but it did look really good. Everything that they were saying looked like it'd be really awesome for people that like that kind of game. And man, I even could tell that it was not good. So I feel bad for those people, and I hope that everybody learns their lesson from that. So I hope No Man's Sky is, not No Man's Sky, Horizon Zero Dawn is different. I hope it's very immersive. I hope it's got a great story and a lot of replayability and a really long campaign. I hope it's going to take us hours to get through it. So I'm going to have all that on there for you guys. I hope you're ready for that. So just mark your calendars, either Iron Banner or God's Elite playing Horizon Zero Dawn. So whichever. Now, moving on from that, he says, in the meantime, I'll see you in Crucible. Moving on from the Iron Banner talk, the where I view it as a disaster is over here. And so, in the patch notes, there are a few things that they talk about. They talk about the truth. They talk about universal remote. They talk about the Hungering Blade. And there's various other things. But these are the main things for me. They have destroyed the truth. In my opinion, my favorite rocket launcher, besides Gallahorn, favorite, love the thing. It looks great. They've moved it from 3 shots to 1 shot. They've lowered the capacity from 3 to 1 shots. And I know they did it for just Crucible, but why couldn't you have just done that I know it's not as easy to just say, well, make weapons do this in Crucible and do this in the PvE world, but it's like you've destroyed a great gun for no reason. We never even said anything about the truth. I've never seen one person complain about the truth. If you have complained about the truth, please comment below and let me know, because I haven't seen anybody do it. I want to see this. I wish when they put out these notes and these updates that they would give us some statistics of why they did what they did. Now, I have seen some people say that they explained this in the live stream, and that may be bad on me because I did not get to see it. I've been really busy. So that may be why. They may have explained in the live stream why. I'm not sure. Hey, maybe Diet Cola knows. Maybe he knows. I might have to ask him. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. But I can't see why. Universal Remote. I didn't like the gun anyways because it took so long to fire. I just wasn't good with it. But now it not only takes long to fire, you ain't got 5 shots no more. You got 3 shots now. And not only do you only have 3 shots and it takes long to shoot, guess what? It takes longer to reload now. And I know why they did it. They did it because now it's a very primary heavy meta. Because, well, I mean, you would think it is because on paper it looks like that. But from what I hear, specials, no problem. I mean, yeah, unless you use a sidearm, you spawn with no special when you die, right? But if you can last 30, 45 seconds, you're going to get special. So basically, it's just a matter of can you stay alive long enough to use it. Some people can, some people can't. I know I can. I know I'm going to get that special. I just can't save up 12, 15 shots in trials like I used to. So that's kind of the sucky thing. But I don't mind that as much because I'm not bad with primaries. I can handle it. But my third issue is this hungering blade thing. So for those of you who don't go into the forums and look at the topics, sometimes Deej, Cosmo, and just Bungie help in general, they post articles that you don't see on the main page like the This Week at Bungie, the Hotfix stuff. And this is what came up. They knew about the hungering blade issue. And I'm going to read this because I want it to be a quote. It says, over the last couple of days, as we continued to test the patch, it came to our attention that the changes we made to Hungering Blade were unintentionally shared among a number of additional elements listed below down there. While we considered delaying the hotfix you should have to remove the shared change, we ultimately decided to go live with the patch we made and tested. We believe that the Hotfix 2.5.0.2 is an important step forward to maintain the health of the game and that getting it out to you ASAP is in everyone's best interest. And besides, no one wants to show up empty-handed on Valentine's Day. That stupid crap at the end about Valentine's Day, shut up. You should not have put it out. You talk about the health of the game. When I hear maintain the health of the game, all I think about is we just want people to play our game. We don't care. Because here's what I know what's going to happen. I play every week no matter what, even though I get bored of it sometimes. Because I like playing the game. It's fun, and I know you guys like seeing the videos. But the people that you want to come back, if they're in the group of, we left last time because we were bored and tired of the crap, if they come back to more crap, you think they're going to stay around? Yeah, for a week you might have increase in player whatever. But they're going to go away again because you didn't give them nothing new. You just gave them balances and changes. But with those balances and changes, you have some crazy messed up stuff. So, to prove my point on why they shouldn't have made this change, I have a case and an example of why you shouldn't put flawed stuff out and when you know it's flawed. Now, a lot of you might think, God's League, this is pretty drastic. Your example is really drastic. But in my opinion, it's the same principle. It's the same principle. If it's flawed, fix it, put it out. Boom, done. Be honest with us. Don't wait until after you put it out and then be honest with us. Be honest with us up front. That's what we like. The people that want to play your game, they're going to come back and play it. And plus, you're going to have Destiny 2 come out this year. And it's going to sell even bigger than the first one if you can fix the crap you messed up with the very beginning where you cut all the content. I'm sorry, I'm ranting a little bit. But here's my example. Ford Pinto. I'm going to try to put a picture. I'm going to put it right here where there's no space. Ford Pinto. My dad had one. Had a hole in the floorboard. I think it was a Ford Pinto. I'm pretty sure it was. My mom said every time they rode somewhere, there was cold air blowing up through the floorboard because there was a hole in it. All right, here's the issue. When they made the car, there was a flaw. The flaw was that if there was a rear end collision, right? There was a rear end collision that it would crunch up and mess up the gas tank. Now, what would happen is the gas tank is in the back. Somebody would hit the gas tank, and it would not only mess the gas tank up, but it would scrunch the car together to where people couldn't get the doors open, right? So you're locked in a car with a leaking gas tank and you're hit from behind. People died, burned alive in their cars and died from this, right? So I looked up the information because I remembered hearing about this one time and I wanted to look at it. So basically, here's what happened. In the time that this car was made, it was made for 6 years. 180 people died every year that it was made, right? Which they said was relatively low. But in my opinion, they didn't have to die in the first place because of that. So, the estimated cost of fixing each and every car before it was sold was $5 to $6 or so. Not very much. After all this crap happened, it ended up costing $11 per vehicle for them and all the costs and everything else. And to society, they calculated it from the direct cost of like lawsuits and everything else to indirect costs, medical costs, hospital, property damage, all this other stuff. It cost society about $200,000 per person that died when they could have spent $5 and fixed it in the first place, right? Now, I get that that's a very drastic example, but like I said, it's the principle of it. If you knew something was wrong and you could have fixed it, be honest about it and fix it, because all it makes me think of now is that you're just a money-hungry company that all you care about is pushing crap out. That's what I think now. And it really irritates me. So, you know what? Let me know in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I like it when people disagree with me, because if you disagree with me on this and you're enjoying the game and you think everything's great, that means you like it, and I like that. So, that's it, guys. That is this week at Bungie and all the extra stuff. Iron Banner to come soon. Hopefully, we will learn the exact date next week. Hopefully, we'll have it in 2 weeks or so. Hopefully soon they will let us know what the newest content update will be, which is supposed to come in spring, which is around March to June. March, I think March, April. March to June. I'm pretty sure that's spring. I think I looked it up the other day. I'm pretty sure that's it. So we'll get a new content update, and I will keep you updated every single week on all the latest news that we get. I didn't want to do a video on the hotfix just because it was such a mess, and I haven't been able to play this week. I've been asking around. I'm going to try to play Saturday morning some and see what I can figure out, what gun I like the most, and I'll let you guys know. I'll probably let you guys know mostly what I think on Twitter. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, you see the link, around my head somewhere. I can't remember which layout I have. I think it's under me. Yeah, I think it's down. So at I am God's Elite is my Twitter, and then Facebook, if you want to see my shared videos, it's God's Elite. Leave a like below if you enjoyed the video. I hope it's been informative and helpful to you guys. Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with you? Ugh. It's been a long day. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you not care at all? How do you feel about the new update? I really like hearing what people think, because there really are those 3 different groups, and everybody's different, and they all view things differently. So I'd really like to hear about what you think the update means to you. Is it affecting you at all in a good way, a bad way, or no way at all? And then subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys in the next video.